So today we're going to do, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different things. So we just did kirtan. And number 2, we will welcome the deities. We'll have Abhisheka and Havan. Then dress up the deities. Then there'll be a lecture in the class. There'll be Arti. There'll be Prasadam. And we'll all be exhausted and go to sleep. Well, no, that's not there. So. Okay, well, now just make sure I stay on schedule.
थोड़ा सा करना है थोड़ा सा ढीला किया
Okay. Well, I want to introduce you all to Radhika. She's about 8 months old. She's a wonderful cow, and that's her friend, Priya. So these two cows, they like to visit people's houses. And just to show how much they love all of you, they will pass urine and stool in your house. But actually that's purifying. If there were 2 dogs and they passed stool and urine in your house, that would be very horrible. But the stool and urine of the cow are actually purifying. So, but anyway, we'll clean it up, so don't worry. I won't contaminate the house. So it's very important in this period of Kartik to meditate very seriously on the relationship between Mother Yasoda and her wonderful son Krishna. Mother Yasoda does not know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Otherwise, she would not be able to be intimate with the Lord. What do I mean by intimate? Sometimes she spanks her son for being naughty, because he likes to steal butter and give it to monkeys, or give it to his friends. Sometimes she will run after him and catch him and tie him up with a rope. Now if she thought that her son is the Supreme Personality of Krishna, she would never do that. Therefore, she's suffering from a type of Maya, but it's Mahamaya. It's Mahamaya and Yogamaya. So, Mahamaya puts you in illusion when you forget Krishna, and Yogamaya puts you in illusion by which you come closer to Krishna. So she's suffering from Yogamaya. She does not actually know that her son is God. If she did, she would not be able to associate intimately with her son. I don't know if it's a funeral or if it's a... We'll assume that it's not a funeral. So, therefore, for devotees, this Kartik period is wonderful because every day they can meditate on the relationship between Mother Yasoda and her son Krishna. That is real meditation. It's none of this nonsense, meditate on the tip of your nose or meditate on nothing. No, that's not meditation. It's speculation. Real meditation is when you meditate on the pastimes of Radha and Krishna, or Yasodamai and Krishna. So we, especially during this Kartik period, we meditate on the relationship between Krishna and his mother. In this period, people celebrate demons. It's called Halloween. We don't celebrate demons. We celebrate the relationship between Krishna and his mother. That's the difference between the materialist and the devotees. Devotees always celebrate on Krishna, and the non-devotees, they celebrate the hobgoblins and ghosts. You see, what is Halloween all about? It's all about ghosts. Yeah, yeah, and kids get dressed up, like skeletons and ghosts and things like that. But we are glorifying the relationship of Mother Yasoda and Krishna. That's a much nicer meditation. So, therefore, how do we meditate? We chant. And we glorify the transcendental qualities of Krishna and his relationship to his mother. So, we will chant a little bit now. Chanting the names of Krishna brings you closer to Krishna. And Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. 3, regularly hear lectures given by bona fide devotees and regularly visit the temple to have darshan of the deities. So, if you only do those 3 things, you'll be fast-tracked to go back to the spiritual world. Now, everybody is destined to be born and eventually get sick and eventually die or leave their body. So, if we use our intelligence and this body to engage in devotional service for Krishna, you spiritualize the body and you prepare yourself to always chant Hare Krishna. So, if you chant Hare Krishna now, you are practicing how to become perfect in spiritual life. Because the most important moment in your life is the moment of death. The moment of death for materialistic people is the worst moment. Because they're going to see Yamaraj, and Yamaraj is going to take them to Narak. But for a devotee, the moment of death is the best moment, because they're going to chant Hare Krishna and see Krishna, and he's going to shake your hand and say, thank you very much for being a good devotee, now you come with me back to Vaikuntha. So, we should understand that we're practicing chanting Hare Krishna every day, so that when we come to the point of death, we will remember Krishna and go back to the spiritual world. So the moment of death for a devotee is the best moment. But the moment of death for a materialist is the worst moment. See? So our relationship with Krishna increases and becomes more significant when we engage in devotional service and we chant every day the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare refers to Srimati Radharani. Krishna, of course, refers to Krishna. And Rama is another name of Krishna, and it also refers to Lord Rama. So this mantra is chanting the names of God. That's why it's called Mahamantra. And if we chant regularly, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, now you're associating directly with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whether it's in the form of Krishna or in the form of Lord Rama. So we should take this up. It doesn't cost anything. It's actually pleasant to be able to chant the names of God, and you help people near you. You should never chant silently. There are people, I don't know why they do it, but they chant silently. So you don't learn anything, right? If you chant silently, neither do you learn anything, nor does anyone near you learn anything. But when you chant the holy names of God, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, you learn something, and people around you learn something. So you become merciful. You're helping others also to become Krishna conscious. Now let's say you're associating with people that have absolutely no desire to hear anything about Krishna. What do you do? Very simple answer. You give them Mahaprasada. Don't tell them it's prasada. Don't tell them it was offered to God first, because they won't accept it. So you have to say a little, what's called a white lie. You say, no, it's not offered to God or anything like that. You know, it says my grandmother's recipe. Oh, your grandmother. Oh, okay, I'll take it. So, uh, bring prashadam on a regular basis to co-workers, friends, and even relatives. Sometimes relatives are not interested in spiritual life, but they might be interested in very nice prashadam. So that's the way to preach on a certain level. And if they eat enough prashadam, then they become purified, and now they'll ask you questions about why you chant Hare Krishna, and they'll get interested in what you're doing. If right away you try and explain all these things, they'll be offended. But if gradually you give them a lot of nice prashadam, you're very gentle and friendly, eventually they'll ask the question, what is this all about, this chanting Hare Krishna? But if right away you try and talk about, you should chant Hare Krishna, you should do this, you should do that, and they get very, very upset, you know, because you're ordering them to do something without having an intimate relationship with that person. So we should gradually help other people become Krishna conscious by learning how to make very nice prasadam and offering it humbly and with love to co-workers, friends, relatives, and also come on Harinam Sankirtan and distribute our goodness cookies, which are prasadam, and also our burritos, which is prasadam, and spread the ecstasy. But don't try and, let's say, whip a person with philosophy, because they're not in a position to understand philosophy. Very few people understand philosophy. But people understand a delicious burrito. That they can understand. They can understand a delicious cookie. They can understand your smiles and your gentleness. So in this way, little by little, people begin to trust you. To gain someone's trust takes a long time, unfortunately, because we live in a world today where there's a lot of suspicion. But if you act like a humble and gentle devotee and always offer prasadam and never be, let's say, judgmental, you have to help people to go in the right direction, but not being always judgmental. Like for example, I had an auntie, and whenever we would have a dinner, she would say, "Oh, don't eat this. It's got too many calories." And then she'd say, "Oh, don't eat that. It's not good for you. And be careful about this." So it was always like stressful having a dinner with her. And she's the only person I know that was on a diet for 40 years. And during the 40 years, she gained 50 pounds. So, but whenever we'd sit down to eat, she would tell us, "Oh, don't eat this, and don't eat that, and be careful about this. There's too much sugar in it," like that. And so it was very like tense, it was difficult to sit with her at dinner and lunch. But she herself didn't follow her own philosophy. So that's unfortunate. But when you're fortunate, you just do what is normal. You respect Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and you respect Hare Krishna Prasad. Little by little, all your problems will go away, I guarantee you. Everybody has problems. But the easiest way to get rid of your problems is to chant Hare Krishna and eat Krishna Prasad. And above all, associate with genuine devotees. Then all your problems will go away. If you don't believe me, do an experiment. You try. Eat only Krishna Prasadam and associate with devotees. And here, nice lectures about Krishna, about how to make spiritual advancement. A person makes advancement by, number one, associating with devotees. Because in the association of devotees will chant Hare Krishna, they will have prashad, and they will give you knowledge about who Krishna is and how to please Krishna. So that's called the science of Krishna consciousness. Okay, so now we're going to have, I see flowers. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita
Gadadaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda 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 Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
ईश्वरा परमा कृष्ण सच्चिदानंद विग्रह
अनादिरादिर्गोविन्द सर्वकारणकारणम्
चिंतामणि प्रकर सद्मसुकल्पवृक्ष रक्षावृतेषु सुरभिरभिपालयन्तम् लक्ष्मी
सहस्रशतसम्भ्रमसेव्यमानम् गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं
तमहं भजामि
वेणुं त्वनन्तमरविन्ददलायताक्षं बर्हावतं समसितं बुधसुन्दराङ्गं कन्दर्पकोटिकमनीयविशेषशोभं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
आलोलचन्द्रकलसद्वनमाल्यवंसि रत्नाङ्गदं प्रणयकेलिकलाविलासम् श्यामं त्रिभङ्गललितं नियतप्रकाशं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि अङ्गानि यस्य सकलेन्द्रियवृत्तिमन्ति पश्यन्ति पान्ति कलयन्ति चिरं जगन्ति आनन्दचिन्मयसदुज्ज्वलविग्रहस्य गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि अद्वैतमच्युतमनादिमनन्तरूपम् आद्यं पुराणपुरुषं नवयौवनं च वेदेषु दुर्लभमदुर्लभमात्मभक्तो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि पञ्चस्तु कोटिशतवत्सरसम्प्रगम्यो वायोरथापि मनसो मुनिपुङ्गमानां सोऽप्यस्ति यत्प्रपदसिंहविचिन्त्य तत्त्वे गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि एकोऽप्यसौ रचयितुं जगदण्डकोटिं यश्चक्रियस्ति जगदण्डशयायनन्त अण्डान्तरस्थपरमाणुजयन्तरस्थं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यद्भावभावितधियो मनुजस्तथैव सम्प्राप्य रूपमहिमा सनयानुभूतः सुप्तैर्यदेव निगमा प्रतिदैस्तुवन्ति गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि आनन्दचिन्मयरसप्रतिभाविताभिस्तावीर्य एव निजरूपतया कलाभिः गोलोक एव निवसत्यखिलात्मभूतो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि प्रेमजनचूरितभक्तिविलोचनेन सन्तत्सदैव हृदयेषु विलोकयन्ति यं श्यामसुन्दरमचिन्त्य गुणस्वरूपं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि रामादिमूर्तिशुकलादियमेन दिष्टा नानावतारमकरोत् भुवनेषु किन्तु कृष्णः स्वयं समभवत् परमात्ममान्यो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यस्य प्रभवतो जगदण्डकोटि कोटिषु अशेषु वसुधादिविभूतिभिन्नं तद्ब्रह्मनिष्कलमनन्तमहेशभूतं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि माया हि यस्य जगदण्डशतानि सूते त्रैगुण्यतद्विषयवेदवितायमानः सद्भावनन्ति परसत्त्वविशुद्धसत्त्वं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि आनन्दचिन्मयरसात्मतया मनस्सु यत्प्राणिनां प्रतिफलं स्मरतं उपेत्य लीलायितेन भुवनानि जयार्यजस्रं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोलोकनाम्नि निजधाम्नि तले च तस्य देवी महेश हरिकामसुतेषु तेषु ते प्रभावनिचया विहितस्य येन गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि सृष्टिस्थितिप्रलयसाधनशक्तिरेक
ख्याये वयस्य भुवनानि विभक्ति दुर्गा इच्छानुरूपमपि यस्य च चेष्टतेष गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि क्षीरं यदा दधिविकरविशेषयोगा संजायते न हि तत्पृथगस्त्रिहेतोः यत्सम्भुजनमपि तथा समुपैति कार्यात् गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि दीपाक्षरेव दशान्तरमभ्युपेत्य दीपायते विरुद्धहेतुसमानधर्म यस्तादृगेव हि च विष्णुदया विभाति गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यः कारणानवजरे भजति स्म योगा निद्रम् अनन्तजगदन्त सर्वमभूतः आधारशक्तिमवलम्ब्य परं स्वमूर्तिं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यस्यैकनिश्वसितकालमतावलम्ब्य जीवन्ति लोमविलजा जगदण्डनाथः विष्णुर्महान्तयस्य कलाविशेषो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि तस्मात् यथात्मसकलेषु निजेषु तेजः प्रियं कियत् प्रकटयत् अपि तद्वद्यत्र ब्रह्मायेष जगदर्थविनाशकः गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यत्पादपल्लवयुगं विनिधाय कुम्भा त्वन्द्वे प्रणामसमये स गणाधिराजः विघ्नान्विहन्तुमलमस्य जगत्त्रयस्य गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि आद्ये नहि गगनमम्बुमरुतिसश्च तारस्तथात्मनसिद्धिजगत्त्रयाणि यस्मात् भवन्ति विभवन्ति विशन्ति यं च गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यश्चक्षुरेश सविता सकलग्रहाणां राजसमस्तस्वमूर्तिरशेषतेजः यस्य जया भ्रमति संवृतकालचक्रो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि धर्मोदपापनिचयस्ततयस्तपांसि ब्रह्मादिकीटपतगावतयश्च जीवः यत्तद्मात्रमभवा प्रकटप्रभाव गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यस्मिन्द्रगोपमतवेन्द्रमहोत्स्वकर्मा कान्तानुरूपफलभाजनमातनोति कर्माणि निर्दहति किन्तु च भक्तिभारं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यं क्रोधकामसहजा प्रणयादिवेदे वात्सल्यमोहगुरुगौरवसेव्यभावहै संचिन्त्य तस्य सदृशं तनुमा पुरेते गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि श्रियकान्ता कान्ता परमपुरुषकल्पतर्वो जुर्मा भूमिश्चिन्तामणि गणमयितोऽयममृतम् कथागानं नाट्यं गमनमपि वंशीप्रियसखी चिदानन्दं ज्योति परमपि तदस्मत्यमपि च स यत्र श्रियाद्रिश्रवति सुराभिभ्यश्च सुमहान् निमेषादज्ञो व्रजति न हि यत्रापि समयः भजे श्वेतद्वीपं तमहं इह गोलोकमित्ययम् विदन्तस्ते सन्तक्षिति विरलाचरागणिपये हरेश्वर हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जय श्रीमद् भागवत ब्रह्म संहिता की जय। Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai. Chant Hare Krishna and be happy ki jai. Always chant Hare Krishna. It's the easiest way to make spiritual advancement. Because in this age of Kali Yuga, the worst age that you can be in. Why? Because most people don't believe in God. At least 75% of the population don't believe in God, and the other 25% are off and on. They're not like gung-ho about worshiping the Lord. But in the association of devotees, you can not be discouraged, but very enthused, full of energetic love and devotion for Krishna. That's why we have these programs where we can chant Vedic mantras, we can hear about the pastimes of the Lord, we can have nice prasadam, we can dance, we can chant, and so forth. So it's important to associate with genuine devotees. Genuine devotees follow the 4 regulative principles of spiritual life. Actually, there are 8 regulative principles. 4 things you should never do, and 4 things you should always do. So the 4 things is eat meat, gamble, and illicit sex and intoxication. And the 4 things we should always do: chant Hare Krishna and hear regular lectures by bona fide devotees. How do you know someone's a bona fide devotee? They only repeat what's in the Shastra. They don't give any personal, let's say, opinions. You can give opinions, anybody can give opinions, but to give actual Shastric evidence backed up in the Holy Scriptures, that is real, let's say, speaking and giving a real lecture. And number 3 is eat only prasadam, and number 4, regularly come Sankirtan. Now this Harinam Sankirtan is very important. If you want to spread the love and devotion of Krishna consciousness, you should definitely come out with us when there's Harinam Sankirtan. That means we go out into public in hopefully a large group and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. We also distribute nice literatures about Krishna, and we also distribute goodness cookies, and we also distribute transcendental burritos. You know how much a burrito costs? Almost $10. We give them out free, 100 or 150 or 200, and on special days like 600, right? And when people get one of our burritos, they come back for seconds. Although the burrito is really big like that, but they come back for seconds. So, yeah, it's a wonderful thing to come with us on Harinam Sankirtan. The day we can have 300 or 500 devotees on Sankirtan, that's when people would take us very seriously. If we're only like, 10 or 20 or 30 devotees, they see it, but they don't really take it seriously. But when you have 500 devotees chanting ecstatically, handing out nice prasadam like burritos and sacred books, now people take it more seriously. They'll say, well, before there was only 5 or 6 of them, and we didn't take it seriously. Now they're coming out 500 people. So there must be something going on here. I might have to look at it more carefully. So please come with us to Sankirtan, because in this age, there's only one yajna that you can, or sacrifice that you can perform correctly. It's called Harinam Sankirtan. The Sankirtan is the only yajna or sacrifice that can be performed correctly. All the other sacrifices are not going to be correctly done because you don't really have any really bona fide pundits that know how to say the mantras correctly for the other types of sacrifices. But the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, you cannot make any mistakes with that. And secondly, if we chant Hare Krishna, that's the Yuga Dharma Hare Krishna Maha Mantra Ki Jai. It is the recommended mantra for this age of Kali. Kali Yuga is the worst time because it's a time of hypocrisy and quarrel. People are lying and they're arguing that they're not lying. This is going on all the time, especially politicians. Whenever they get caught, they just lie and they argue that they're not lying. However, to correct the, let's say, the offenses of other people, we should chant Hare Krishna ecstatically in the streets of wherever we're living, and go on Harinam Sankirtan, distribute prasadam, have books, and preach to people about the glories of Mahaprasadam, the glories of worshiping the deities, the glories of having a spiritual life. Now most people, some people say, well, I got my own religion, I'm a Christian, or I'm a Muslim, or I'm this, or I'm that. Yeah, okay, that's fine. We don't criticize them. But we do ask them, please take this offering from us, this book. You can learn a lot more about religion, or take this burrito. It's very tasty, you'll like it. Or you can come to our festivals also. So in some way or other, try and build up a relationship with every person that you meet when you go on Sankirtan. By the way, everyone who goes on Sankirtan should have a card, a name card. Right? So it has your name and it has your phone number. That way they can connect with you if they have questions. And you shouldn't be afraid to do that. You don't have to put your address, that's okay. But you can put your name, and you can also have the Hare Krishna mantra on your card. Right? So that way, if someone is sincere and they take a book and they read it and they want to go further in Krishna consciousness, they'll call you up. Thank you, number one, for talking to them. So now you have a nice book, giving them some nice prasadam. And they'll say, is there anywhere I can meet your people some more? And yeah, you invite them to the temple for our programs. So we have two temples, one in Sammamish and one in Bellevue. And we have beautiful deities, especially our deity in they're all wonderful deities. But the Balaji deity is absolutely amazing. Very, very beautiful deity. You can't get darshan of Balaji anything better in India than the darshan you can get in Bellevue, in our temple. So usually you have to wait in line maybe 3 hours, maybe more. When you come in front of the deity in India, right away they push you. So you hardly have, 10 seconds or 20 seconds of darshan. Here we have gorgeous Balaji deity, and you can have darshan all day long if you want. So definitely come to our temple in Sammamish and
Bellevue.
We will have a temple in Bathel soon.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Come to our temple in Bellevue and see the beautiful deity of Balaji. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question. Does anyone have a question? That's my question. Does anyone have a question? It's the chance you have to ask a question about, don't ask me about what the stock market is going to do, I don't know. But you want to have some question that you might never have received a proper answer for, or something that you want to find out more about. So please raise your hand and ask a question. And don't be afraid. I only bite people after 10 o'clock at night. So you won't be bitten. Haribol. Does anybody have a question? Hare Krishna. Our rule is... Yes.
Prabhuji, how to love Krishna unconditionally?
How to have love for Krishna.
Unconditionally.
From the heart.
It starts by loving your husband. it's going to be harder to love Krishna.
Any other?
Step by step in this question of love. Now, the more you hear about Krishna from genuine devotees, the more you'll be interested in Krishna, and the more you'll want to serve Krishna. And as you serve Krishna more and more, gradually you develop that love, and it becomes reciprocal. You'll see that Krishna is hearing your prayers and accepting your offerings, and eventually Krishna will begin to communicate with you also. Communicate in what way? Making your life easier. You'll see that will happen. Easier. And most of the problems you have in your life will go away. It's a mysterious thing, but it's because now Krishna is because you're taking an interest in Krishna, Krishna is taking an interest in you. It's a personal thing. So if you take up Krishna consciousness seriously, then Krishna will reciprocally help you in many different ways, and you will begin to understand it. It's a mysterious thing, yes, but it's real. So, if you want to come closer to Krishna, you engage in a devotional service for the Lord in your home or a temple, and you'll come closer and closer to Krishna. Krishna will come closer and closer to you. Hari. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. Thanks.
Are there any other questions? Don't be afraid. No question is, let's say, no question is insignificant. Every question is meaningful. Anybody else have a question, please? Hare Krishna.
Why we need to serve deities?
Why we need to serve deities?
Why do we need to serve them?
Deities.
Well, if you have associated with Mayavadis, they don't worship deities. But if you associate with devotees, they have deities, just like now. It's a deity installation. Why is it that some Hindus are taught not to worship deities? It's because the so-called pundits that are preaching that are not actually real pundits. They're fakes. They might know how to say a lot of mantras, they might have big beards or something, but they do not understand how to approach God and please God. So deity worship is absolutely important, especially in this age of Kali Yuga, because it gives you the opportunity of having a personal relationship with God, with Krishna. That personal relationship is very important. Like for example, if you go to a Baha'i temple, you walk in, you look around, there's nothing. There's no deity. It's just an empty hall. You go to a mosque, there's nothing. It's an empty hall. Why is that? Let's ask that question. Why is it that in the mosque, there's nothing? Well, there are rugs and things like that, but there's no deity. Because they have no information in their shastras of the form of God. That's why. I asked one imam once, I said, do you worship deities? He said, no. I said, why not? He said, we don't have any knowledge of that in our Quran. So you see, the Quran and also the Bible, the Bible is more information than in the Quran, but generally there's not specific information about the form of God. So, of course, the Christians have pictures of Jesus Christ and so forth, so it's a little bit better than the Muslims. But still, even the Christians, they're not really sure what is the actual form of God. But we have shastric evidence of the form of God. It's not imagined. It's something tangible. Now the Muslims, they're not allowed to imagine a form of God. It's forbidden. Right? And there's no information in the Quran of the form of God. Therefore, you will not see any form of God in their temples. Well, in Krishna consciousness, we have a tremendous amount of information about who God is, where He is, what He likes, what He doesn't like, and so forth. There's tremendous information. And this is something lacking in other religions. Of course, in Christianity, there is some knowledge. There's Jesus Christ, who's the Son of God. So if you understand Jesus, you'll understand a lot about His Father also. If you think that Jesus is the supreme God, it's a mistake. But if you understand He's the Son of God, then you can understand that God also is a person, as far as Christianity goes. But in Krishna consciousness, you have a full knowledge of who God is and all the different incarnations of God. Krishna appears in every species. Yeah, sometimes He appears as a boar. Sometimes He appears as what you would say, any species, because He's the Father of all living entities. This is difficult for people to understand. When they see a form of a boar, which is basically a big pig, right? And we're worshiping Lord Boar, they don't understand. They can't comprehend what's going on here. They're worshiping a pig, right? But no, we know about the different incarnations of Krishna. He can incarnate in any species. Therefore, the devotees, they know that Lord Boar is not an ordinary pig. It's a special form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because one time the earth fell out of its orbit, and came into the ocean, and a bad part of the ocean. And the Lord, in the form of a boar with two big husks, came down, picked up the entire earth, and put it back in its orbit. So there are different transcendental pastimes of the Lord, and in different forms, like Nrsingadev. In order to protect Prahlad Maharaj, Krishna appeared in this very special form as Narasringa. Narasringa is half man and half lion. Right? So the demon Hiranyakashipu, he had a blessing that no human being could kill him, no demigod could kill him, no demon could kill him. So he thought he was immortal. He never imagined there's a creature like Lord Nrsingadev, which is half man, half lion. And he appeared and protected Prahlad Maharaj and killed the demon Hiranyakashipu. So when we read the pastimes of the Lord, it's full of wonderful knowledge about the different appearances of the Lord. The Lord can appear in any species, and His pastimes, whether He's in an animal form or a human form, etc., they're all transcendental. This is hard for many people to understand. The Lord also appears as a baby. This one lady came to her temple once, and she saw a picture of baby Krishna. Right? And she said, "I really don't understand what you guys are doing. How can you worship a baby?" I said, "Well, this is because we have the knowledge that the Lord can appear as a baby to please His devotees. And the devotees have the special, let's say, prerogative to see the baby grow up into a beautiful son, and full of all the opulences of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even as a baby, he has all the opulences. So therefore, when Krishna was only 3 months old, he was able to kill this one demon that came to kill him, although he was just a baby. Okay. So Krishna has what you call Ekavrat. In other words, not Ekavrat, but Eka is oneness. He has all his powers, whether he's appearing in the form of a baby or as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we learn these things by reading Bhagavad Gita and especially Srimad Bhagavatam. These are the two most important shastras that we should read. Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. If you read these two books with the help of devotees, you will become a pure devotee. I can guarantee you. Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. And we have Srimad Bhagavatam 18 books, and Bhagavad Gita, of course, is one book. So either book or both books will give you all the information necessary to have a fully spiritual life. You should take advantage of that. The information you have in, especially the Srimad Bhagavatam, is not there in the Quran, it's not there in the Bible, it's not there in the Buddhist writings. They don't have that information. One time I was with a Muslim, and I asked him, I said, you think God has a form? And because he was highly educated Muslim, he was educated in the top Muslim spiritual school, he said, we don't have that information. An uneducated Muslim would say, well, God doesn't have a form, right? But this man was highly educated, and he said, well, we don't have that information in the Quran. And that's a fact. They don't have that full information. But if you read Bhagavad Gita, and especially Srimad Bhagavatam, you have full information of who God is, and how to please God, and where God lives, and how you can relate to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the easiest way in this age of Kali, how to relate with Krishna, is to chant the Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna Maha Mantra Ki
Jai.
You see how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has made it very easy. All you have to do to go back to Godhead is chant the Hare Krishna mantra. And if you can do 16 rounds a day on your japamala, like this, if you don't have one, you should get one right away. Let's see. Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So this has 108 beads, and the 109th bead is the Krishna bead. So if you chant, you don't chant on the Krishna bead, but you chant on the other beads. If you chant the Hare Krishna mantra and 16 times going around, you begin to become qualified to get initiated in Krishna consciousness. This chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra solves all your problems of life. Someone will say, how is that? Because by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, you come in direct connection with Krishna. And Krishna says, Konteya Pratijanihi Name Bhakta Panasyati. Declare it loudly, Arjuna, that my devotee never perishes. In other words, Krishna is guaranteeing to protect his devotee. So, the best way to become a devotee is to chant Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama. This is the best insurance policy. People spend a lot of money on insurance to protect their property or to protect themselves or whatever. But this is the best insurance policy because Krishna will protect you and he promises that. So you should take it seriously. Sometimes people have problems. Like maybe a relative gets very sick, or a parent gets sick, or you get sick. What should you do? Well, of course you'll call a doctor. That is okay. But the best thing to do is to chant Hare Krishna. Because Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. First of all, he's in your heart. He's
right in your heart as the Paramatma. So he's in the heart of every living entity, not only human beings, but also all living entities. So therefore, we should never hurt any living entities. So whenever you see some bug in your house, don't try and kill it. Just open the window or something, and it'll eventually go away. When we start killing a lot of things, and ants and bugs and things like that, that does give you karma. Right? So you have to be careful, and spiders and things like that. I know the first time I went to India, I had a room in our temple, and at night I saw these lizards. I saw one lizard walking, up high on the level. I was really, I never had seen a lizard. A lizard was like this long, And I was feeling, wait a minute, there's something dangerous here. But actually, I learned very, very quickly, those lizards are very good. They eat bugs. And mosquitoes especially. So I got used to it, but I had never before slept in a room where there's a lizard. A wild lizard. But do you see that in India?
Yeah, a lot.
It's very common.
All the time.
All the time.
It's very common.
Yeah, if you say, my opinion is that you should always chant Hare Krishna. Okay, now it's verified by the lizards. Yeah, so we should always chant Hare Krishna. This is my class today. We should always chant Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
This Hare Krishna mantra puts you directly in connection with Krishna. And Krishna is promising to protect his devotees. So I'm going to read something to you. Krishna's power is variegated, and thus the same Shakti or potency works in variegated ways. Vivida means varieties. There is unity in variety. Thus, Yogamaya and Mahamaya are among the varied individual parts of the same one potency. And all of these individual potencies work in their own varied ways. Okay, so Yogamaya is the energy by which we come closer to Krishna. And Mahamaya is the energy by which we go away from Krishna. Okay? So they are both acting on us. So when one takes up Krishna consciousness seriously, then Yogamaya becomes prominent, and you begin to come closer and closer to Krishna. But if you engage, in gambling, eating meat, or whatever, then Mahamaya takes over and takes you away from Krishna. So we have to be careful about what we're doing. If you want to come closer to Krishna, you should always be chanting and following the rules and regulations of Krishna consciousness. No meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, no intoxication. Always chant Hare Krishna, associate with devotees, eat only prasadam, and regularly attend lectures hearing about transcendental pastimes of the Lord. Now you're going to be protected by the mercy of the Lord. Now, everybody needs to be protected. Why? Because you never know what's going to happen. So if you are protected by the mercy of the Lord, if it's in your karma that you should die, or have a terrible accident and be crippled, you'll only get a little cut on your finger. But if you're not interested at all in Krishna consciousness or in following the principles of Krishna consciousness, then you get the full gamut of your sinful activities. And you don't know what your sinful activities are because they happened in previous life, or it could also happen in this life, but you don't know what you did in previous lives. You only know when you get the
karmic reaction. Therefore, many times there are accidents, and many times there are good people that have bad accidents. That means that they're getting the karma from their previous life. Now, when I heard that for the first time from a devotee, I thought about that a long time. And I realized that I had bad karma. I could tell by what was happening to me. And I learned that if you take up Krishna consciousness seriously, then Krishna will free you from your previous karma. When I heard that, I became very happy. I said, oh, now I have a way to deal with this. I don't know what my karma is until it actually happens. But now I have a way of canceling the karma. So I took up Krishna consciousness very seriously, and ever since, I haven't had any major problems in my life. Of course, sometimes you get sick, but I've been always, let's say, very fortunate to be able to get healed, and I'm still around. Although I'm 79 years old. So, we should take up Krishna consciousness as the best insurance policy for your life. The best insurance policy. You don't have to pay anything for it, right? And Krishna guarantees to protect his devotee. So we should take this seriously and not be lazy. Too many people are lazy. They like to sleep more, they like to watch television, waste hours and hours, and go to the movies and all that nonsense. No, we should take up chanting Hare Krishna, coming to programs like this, coming to the temple, and engaging in seva for the deities. And just by bringing some fruit and putting it on the altar, you're going to be directly blessed by the deities. So we should always be generous in making offerings to the deities, and coming regularly to the temple, and then taking up some seva in the temple. And have the same thing at home. So we have a little booklet. It only costs $1. Do we have one? No, I guess we don't.
We don't have
No, yeah. It only costs $1. It teaches you how to be Krishna conscious in your home. Right? So the same thing that we do in the temple, you can do in your home. And that means that, well, we're in a home right now. See what's going on here. We're going to install your deities, right? This is Gaura Nitai. Yeah. You're very fortunate. Yeah. You see, that's why you should begin with Gaura Nitai, not right away at Radha Krishna, because you can easily make offenses to Radha and Krishna deities. But with Gaura Nitai, there's no offenses. Of course, you don't want to make any offense, but if by accident you make an offense, it will not work on you. That's why we always recommend when you first get deities, they should be Gaura Nitai deities. Yeah. All right. So that means that you're going to have to take care of the deities, right? You can't just take care of your husband now, and your children. You have to take care of the deities also. Keep it very simple, right? Don't go over exaggerate. Keep it very simple and very regulated. Then you won't have a problem. And it's very difficult to offend Gaura Nitai deities. It's very easy to offend Krishna deities. Or Shalagram. Shalagram's the worst. You make an offense to Shalagram, you can really suffer. So you have to be very careful. But no, Gaura Nitai deities are very merciful, and you just keep things real simple, right? Because you have so many other things to do. You have to take care of your husband, take care of your children. You work also? Oh my God, so you have to take care of your boss also. You just stop working. Huh? Let your husband bring the money. Yeah. Okay. Are the people nice that you work with?
I work for the school.
Oh, for the school. That doesn't mean the people are nice though.
Kids are nice.
The kids are nice? Are they very young or are they?
Very young.
Okay. Well, that's okay. But see, the problem when you're teaching in a public school, you can't talk about Krishna. Can you talk about Krishna to the kids? So you're muzzled. So it's not very good. You have to start your own school. What? What's that? Okay. Yeah, because you're not allowed to talk about God to the kids in the public school. That's why they're demons. They're demons. And the kids don't get a chance to know anything about Krishna. So you should start your own school. Haribol. You should start in the Bethel Hare Krishna school. It's coming very soon, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so are you ready now? Are there any other questions while we're waiting for the...
Prabhuji,
Yes.
we have to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, right? Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Why we can't chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya? What is the difference?
Who told you so? Who told you that? What rascal told you that? Who told you can't chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya? Did anybody tell you that?
No, Prabhu. No, Maharaj. I want to know the difference. Why everyone says chant only Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Why we can't chant?
Everybody says that?
Yeah, I heard like everybody says only Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
What they mean is that you should mainly chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, but there's no obstacle to chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. It's also a Maha Mantra.
Oh, that also we can chant 16 rounds, Maharaj?
Well, you don't have to chant 16 rounds, but you can chant it a lot, yes. But the main mantra is the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, but you can, every time you're going to chant Hare Krishna, you can also chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya to begin your chanting, and then also to end your chanting. It's not, because that's a Maha Mantra also, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. It's a Maha Mantra also, just like the Hare Krishna mantra. But the Hare Krishna mantra is the Yoga Dharma Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, the recommended mantra by which you can easily go back to Godhead. Now, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya is also a recommended mantra. It's not that there's something wrong with it. It's also a bona fide mantra because you're repeating the names of God. But Lord Chaitanya was chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. That's why we chant Hare Krishna as the main mantra that we chant. But that doesn't stop us from chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay? And you don't want to make something up. Like sometimes people say, well, I chant Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Actually, you have to turn it around. It should be Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, right? It should not, it's not that it's bad, you're still saying the mantra, but it's backwards. So we follow whatever Lord Chaitanya, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who appeared most recently, 5,000 years ago, 500 years ago, sorry. So we follow what Lord Chaitanya did. He's our number one sadhu. So he chanted Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. He didn't chant Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Of course, it's basically the same thing, but it's best to follow our acharyas. There you go.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Any other questions? Other questions? Yes.
We want to know about some gopis. Gopi. What is?
What's that?
Gopis. We want to know about something about the gopis. Something tell about the gopis.
You want to hear something about the gopis?
Yeah.
Well, the gopis are the greatest servants of Krishna. And the greatest gopi is Radharani, right? And she has her, let's say, companions. And they're all very, very special. They were actually men before. But they were so intensely engaged in devotional service that in their next lifetime they all became gopis. So you have to watch out. Your husband might become a gopi. But that's good. Yeah, so you see, the gopis are the most intimate devotees of Krishna. And even more intimate are the manjaris, the young servants of Krishna. They're little girls before puberty. And they can help Krishna and Radha in all their intimate activities, which normally, older people would not be allowed to do. But they can engage in the most intimate activities of Radha and Krishna because they're innocent. So the young, what do you call them? Manjaris, right? The young gopis, they are the most, let's say, blessed of all the gopis because they can take part in the intimate activities of Radha and Krishna. So this is a big science that the problem is if you're not properly educated in Krishna consciousness, you can misinterpret the pastimes of the Lord and see it in a mundane way rather than seeing it in a transcendental way. So therefore you should always hear things from bona fide devotees and not be too anxious to go to the highest pastimes of the Lord. Where you want to learn about, Lord's conjugal pastimes with the gopis. You should stay away from that and go slowly. And when you're ready to go to the higher levels of intimate pastimes of the Lord, well, your guru or gurus will let you know when you're ready to hear those things. At the present time, we should only hear about how to chant Hare Krishna, how to offer food to Krishna, how to respect other devotees, and how to respect all people, all living entities. So when you develop that very, very deep, let's say, culture of Krishna consciousness, then you can go to other levels when you're ready, or the guru thinks that you're ready to hear other things. Right? But we shouldn't jump right away to the most esoteric relationships of Krishna and the gopis, because that's actually a aparad. It's actually a sinful thing to do. You have to wait till you develop genuine love and devotion for the Lord. The infinite, the very confidential activities of Radha and Krishna can be revealed to you. But we shouldn't be anxious about hearing those things. Many people, they want to go right away to the topmost private things of Radha and Krishna's activities, and what ends up is they end up thinking it's the same thing as mundane relationships in the material world. But the relationship of Radha and Krishna, especially their conjugal relationship, is the most confidential knowledge, and we should not think that we can jump to it right away. It's just like to receive a Govardhan Shila, or one of a sacred stone, a Shalagram Shila. You're not allowed to purchase a Shalagram Shila, although they sell them. Right? It has to be handed to you by a resident where Shalagram Shila grows, and it has to be given to you with your promise that you will never stop worshiping the Shalagram Shila. It's a terrible offense to stop worshiping the Shila once it's been given to you. So there are things that are confidential. There are things that we have to become more highly advanced in spiritual life in order to be instructed in those things. So we should start from the A, B, C, D, but not jump right away to X, Y, Z. That would be a big mistake. Okay, now we're ready to continue on our puja. How do you do? We're going to have a fire sacrifice. Okay, now we're going to chant quietly Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Everybody.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Everybody.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare
Fine. Ram Ram. Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya. Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya. Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya. Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya. Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya. Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya. Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya. Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Gaura Bhakta
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Chandra
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, 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 Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Sitaram, Sitaram, Jai Sitaram. Sitaram, Sitaram, Jai Shri Ram, Sitaram. Sitaram, Sitaram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Sitaram, Sitaram, Jai Shri Ram, Sitaram. Sitaram, Sitaram, Jai Sitaram, Sitaram. Sitaram, Sitaram, Jai Sitaram, Jai Sitaram. Sitaram, Sitaram, Sitaram. Sitaram, Sitaram, Jai 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 Sitaram, Sitaram. Radhe, 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 Radhe. Radhe, 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 Radhe. Radhe, 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 Radhe. Krishna, 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 Hare. Krishna, 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 Hare. Rama, Raghava, Rama, Raghava, Rama, Raghava, Rakshama. Rama, Raghava, Rama, Raghava, Rama, Raghava, Rakshama. Sitaram, Sitaram, Jai Sitaram, Sitaram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Sitaram, Sitaram, Jai Sitaram, Sitaram, Radha Krishna, 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 Radha Krishna,
Radha Krishna,
Radha Krishna, Radha Krishna, Radha Krishna, Radha Krishna, Hari Bol, 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 Hari Bol,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare
Jai.
So now we're going to have Arti.
जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा शिला प्रभुपदा ओ जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा शिला प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा शिला गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा 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 शिला गुरुदेवा शिव जयो जयो गौरा चंदे आरतिक शोभा शिव जयो जयो गौरा चंदे आरतिक शोभा शिव जयो जयो गौरा चंदे आरती के शोभा शिव जयो जयो गौरा चंदे आरती के शोभा
कोटि चंद्र जीनी वदन उज्ज्वला कोटि चंद्र जीनी वदन उज्ज्वला गला देते गलमाला बोले गलमाला ओरे गलमाला शिव शिव सुखानारदा प्रेमे गदा गदा शिव शिव सुखानारदा प्रेमे गदा गदा आगति विनोदा देखे तोरा शिव जय रूप सनातन बकर गुना गंगा निताय गौरंग जय गौर हरि 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 गौरा 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 हरि गौरा 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 हरि गौरा 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 हरि जय सच्चिदानंद गौरा हरि जय सच्चिदानंद गौरा हरि जय सच्चिदानंद गौरा हरि जय सच्चिदानंद गौरा हरि गौरा 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 हरि जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय राधे श्याम जय राधे